Hi guys, JT here. Today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Frosty Games Fest Bundle of June 2026. To help me answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you the viewers for watching my videos. I hope they're helpful. Most importantly, knowing that you're watching it means the world. Anyway, let's get into this. And number 1 we have Rival Stars Horse Racing Desktop Edition. A horse rearing and racing simulator where you rebuild your family's shattered equestrian legacy. This PC-only version ditches mobile microtransactions and offers a premium progression-driven experience with hands-on control and strategy. You return to a once glorious ranch, now fallen into disrepair, and must breed, raise, train, and race horses to restore its name. With help from characters like Francis Kwan, you relive a legacy and write a new one, starting with naming your ranch and raising your first fall. The story unfolds through RPG-style missions, forming a prestige system that unlocks upgrades and deeper mechanics. Races are the heart of your journey. Flat races test stamina and sprint timing. Cross-country challenges your speed across jump-filled trails, while Steeplechase introduces perfect jump mechanics for pacing. Controls are simple but satisfying, with sprint management and rhythm-based boosts keeping races engaging. Back at the ranch, you'll breed horses for ideal traits, train them through upgradable facilities, and manage resources won through races. Gold, feed, equipment, and experience. Each facility has its own progression path, tying gameplay directly to your performance on the track. Visually, the game offers detailed models and animations that bring each horse and race to life. Without microtransactions, every achievement feels earned. Whether you're optimizing breeding lines or sprinting to the finish, Rival Stars is a deep, rewarding experience for fans of horse racing or life sims alike. It is not just about winning, it's about rebuilding greatness, one gallop at a time. And number 2 we have Solium Infernum, a devilishly tricky turn-based strategy game and backstab simulator where you play as an archfiend jostling to claim the empty throne of hell. Remade by League of Geeks from the 2009 cult classic, it combines political maneuvering with hex-based tactical warfare. You'll find plenty of meaty single-player content to sink your teeth into, including a thorough tutorial, skirmishes, and narrative scenarios called Chronicles. However, the game truly shines in multiplayer, particularly in asynchronous mode. Here, turns can play out over days or weeks, forcing you to carefully plan and plot via Steam notifications. The core experience functions like a cerebral social deduction board game. You must manage a limited pool of action points to collect tribute currency, recruit legions, and command powerful praetor champions. Victory is largely driven by prestige, the game's ultimate metric. You gain prestige by capturing places of power on the map, casting ritual hexes, or engaging in high-stakes diplomacy where insults can trigger devastating vendettas. If you're exceptionally cunning, you can even manipulate events from the shadows as a puppet ruler. The game is not without its hurdles. It can occasionally slide into a slow-moving slog, and alternative routes to victory sometimes feel overly fussy compared to simply capturing map territory. You may also encounter a few lingering bugs and crashes. Nevertheless, if you're looking for a deep, challenging experience wrapped in stunning artwork and a brooding atmosphere, Solium Infernum delivers a magnificent exercise in tabletop treachery. And number 3 we have Wayward Strand, a charming narrative adventure game set in 1978 Australia, where you step into the shoes of Cassie Bomers, a teenage girl spending her school break assisting at a floating airship hospital where her mother works. Acting as a budding journalist for her school newspaper, you spend 3 in-game days exploring this unique care home for the elderly, uncovering the rich histories and personal lives of its distinct, believable residents. The core mechanic centers on a real-time clock. Characters move about their daily routines, gossiping or meeting for lunch, regardless of whether you interact with them. This creates a rewarding slice-of-life experience where you must choose how to invest your valuable time. Because it cannot be everywhere at once, your choices directly shape the dynamics of the story, though you can also glean information simply by eavesdropping from the sidelines. Dialogue options expand as you examine objects or note details in your handy notebook. Visually, the game utilizes a gorgeous hand-drawn comic book aesthetic presented from a third-person cross-section perspective. This lovely presentation is complemented by cozy background music and exceptional fully voiced performances by an eclectic Australian cast. While you might encounter minor graphical glitches, wooden character animations, and a frustrating lack of manual saves, the authentic pointer writing handles heavy themes like loneliness with incredible warmth. If you enjoy a relaxed pace with genuine player agency and no traditional puzzles, this comforting, uplifting journey will deeply reward you. At number 4 we have Toroa, Skycall, a relaxing atmospheric flight exploration game where you play as an albatross soaring across the ocean to reunite with family. Grounded deeply in Te Ao Maori, the Maori world, this short heartfelt journey follows the winds of Tawhiri Matia, the weather god, as you navigate the changing seascapes, islands, and dreamlike cloudscapes. The core appeal of this game lies in its beautiful rhythm and flow. When you're in full flight, dipping, diving, and boosting through vortexes, the sensation of movement feels incredible. This mechanical joy is part of an outstanding soundtrack featuring taonga poro, Maori musical instruments, which masterfully sets the mood alongside bilingual character dialogue in English and Te Reo Maori. Along your journey, you'll trade kelp, chat with a charming cast of South Pacific creatures like dolphins and penguins, and gather a growing flock of birds. However, your experience may vary depending on your expectations. Some players might find the flight inputs slightly unresponsive during sharp turns, and the pacing in early levels can feel repetitive, relying on restrictive cloud corridors and basic textures. Additionally, the subtle echo narrative lacks a traditional driving plot, which may disappoint you if you're seeking a highly structured story. Toroa Skycall is a wholesome, affordable, and visually stunning adventure that balances the thrill of speed with peaceful cruising. If you love slow, artistic games like Abzu, this 3-hour experience will leave you feeling deeply connected to its beautiful, cultural heart. At number 5 we have Tempopo, a musical puzzler developed by Witchbeam, where you directionally challenge adorable pink seedlings across grid-like tiles to collect scattered musical flowers. Following a botched concert by a young girl named Hannah, you're tasked with recovering these plants across 60 main levels. To guide the hopping creatures, you deploy a variety of fixed commands that allow you to change their direction, push or smash obstacle blocks, or turn seedlings into pathways. The experience is wonderfully calm and entirely stress-free. There are no restrictive timers or limits on hints, allowing you to reset puzzles as often as you need. Complexity instead stems from intricate multi-angled level designs that require you to manage multiple seedlings at once, calculating when it is acceptable to let some fall. Jeff Van Dyke's excellent responsive soundtrack elevates the gameplay, swelling into upbeat symphonies as you successfully solve puzzles. However, the game stumbles with its mechanical pacing. Rather than drip-feeding mechanics, Tempopo throws its commands at you almost immediately, which can leave the mid-game progression feeling repetitive and a difficulty curve hard to track. Furthermore, if you're expecting the profound subtle visual storytelling found in Witchbeam's previous hit, Unpacking, you will be disappointed, as narrative takes a backseat here. Despite these pacing issues, this remains a highly engaging, robust puzzle game. Its short burst layout makes it the perfect title to play on your couch or Steam Deck. If you want a slow, relaxing brain teaser, Tempopo is definitely worth your time. At number 6 we have Knuckle Sandwich, a turn-based RPG made by solo developer Andy Brophy that guides you through a vibrant island paradise to uncover a bizarre, reality-threatening mystery. Heavily inspired by Earthbound and Undertale, it drops you into the shoes of a deadbeat protagonist who gets a job at a rundown fast food joint, only to quickly become entangled with alternate realities and eccentric creatures like the corporate-dwelling Goblin Core. Visually, the game acts like an 8-bit acid trip, offering gorgeous, slick transitions and an eclectic bouncy synth soundtrack. Exploring Bright City is generally delightful, as you chat with quirky local residents, watch birds scatter, and save your progress at uniquely detailed washing machines. Unfortunately, you'll find that the pacing takes a massive hit due to tedious puzzles and mandatory backtracking chores. Worse, the primary hook, a combat system utilizing time button presses and chaotic WarioWare-style active defense minigames, ultimately turns it into a frustrating experience. The difficulty ramp operates like a random slalom rather than a smooth curve. Because enemy numbers are poorly balanced, your standard attacks do pathetic damage, making boss battles feel like exhausting 20-minute slogs. Meanwhile, missing just one single counterattack minigame can instantly wipe your entire health bar. While the settings menu graciously allow you to tweak difficulty sliders or skip battles entirely, the core combat remains fundamentally unfun over long stretches. You appreciate the incredibly charming world and stellar aesthetics, but the deeply aggravating high blood pressure combat forces some major hesitation in recommending this kooky indie adventure. At number 7 we have Malys, a story-heavy roguelike deck builder with a dark atmosphere from Summerfall Studios. You begin by choosing from 3 decks and picking a path to battle demons, gather cards, and defeat floor bosses. Unlike typical genre fare, it focuses deeply on narrative vignettes. Unfortunately, you'll find that Malys is dragged down by immense technical friction. The game runs progressively worse the longer you play, forcing you to endure severe slowdowns, hitching, and freezes on loading screens. Bugs plague the combat. Enemy intents lie about their actual actions, and status effects apply incorrectly. If the game crashes mid-fight, you must start all over again. Even when it functions, the user interface feels incredibly sluggish. Every interaction requires multiple clicks, and you must constantly wait for slow animations to finish before shifting reward buttons become responsive. The combat itself drags because enemies possess massive health pools. While you have access to diverse playstyles like defensive, summoning, or regeneration builds, any strategy not focused on a Wrath strength buff feels miserable to play. Furthermore, restrictive shop pricing disincentivizes experimentation, and text description often contains spelling errors or misrepresent card functions. Yet, you can still see brilliant potential beneath the flaws. The artwork is absolutely astounding, utilizing a bold, menacing style that perfectly matches the creepy demon designs. The soundtrack features excellent ambient audio alongside exciting vocal-driven boss themes. The writing is compelling, but due to performance issues, you'll find your patience tested far more by bugs than by demons. At number 8 we have Mini Motorways, a minimalist strategy game and the revolutionary sequel to Mini Metro. Across 11 real-world city maps, you must design bustling road networks by connecting color-coordinated houses and shops using limited tiles. Houses spawn commuting cars, while shops demand their visits. If a shop's demand goes unmet for too long, the road system fails and your game is over. As time progresses, the map zooms out to increase the complexity. You unlock helpful upgrades like roundabouts to soothe traffic junctions, bridges for waters, tunnels for mountains, and high-speed motorways to span long distances. Efficiency is essential, but you can thankfully delete and reorganize your squiggly layouts on the fly while traffic dynamically reroutes. You can even strategically block new building spawns by placing random road pieces. However, you will eventually fail, sending your final score straight to the competitive online and local leaderboards. The package is kept remarkably fresh through daily and weekly challenges featuring unique mutators, such as half road supplies or high-density modes. Disaster Piece provides a wonderfully chilled, slightly eerie soundtrack that responds dynamically to every choice you make on screen. The game also accommodates players with excellent dark and colorblind modes. While traffic lights do not seem offer enough of a bonus to truly be effective, Mini Motorways remains insanely addictive. It grants enough architectural freedom to create infinite possibilities, though you might accidentally hang yourself with your own rope. It is clean, pleasing, and easily one of the best recommendations you could buy. At number 9 we have 420 Blaze It 2 Game of the Year, Dank Dreams and Golden Memes. Wow, 11 like and subscribe Poggerz Edition. A wacky indie first-person shooter that throws you headfirst into the chaotic madness of the early 2010s memeverse. Developed by Normal Wholesome Games, this sequel pulls the protagonist Agent 69 out of retirement to battle through the layers of the memescape, retrieve sacred internet history, and stop the Illuminati. At first glance, you might mistake it for a throwaway joke game, but you'll quickly find a surprisingly competent, satisfying shooter beneath the absurdity. Each weapon features distinct mechanical weight. The heavy shotgun feels incredibly crunchy up close, while the Big D delivers immense compact power. Across 13 levels, you can discover hidden creative weapons like the Aussie Assault Rifle, which hurls voice-acted Australian insults with every bullet. Useful pickups enhance the gameplay, including laxatives that grant an explosive double jump or focus pills that slow down time during slides and kills. Audio-visually, the presentation is a loud, unapologetic tribute to internet subculture. Heavy techno and dubstep tracks blast through your speakers. text appears in Comic Sans, and legally distinct memes regularly pop up to scream across your screen. While the resulting visual noise can occasionally turn into a chaotic flashing rainbow mess, you can easily adjust these intrusive elements through the options menu. This game is a genuinely earnest, self-aware nostalgia trip. If you grew up during this specific era of internet culture, you will highly appreciate how the game transforms a decade-old game jam concept into a fully realized, hilarious, and genuinely fun mechanical shooter. And number 10 we have Proximate, a dread-driven narrative horror game where you investigate an abandoned deep-sea laboratory to recover research data. As a corporate contractor, you explore the nearest lab using a highly unreliable AI image recognition visor that provides text information, proximity data, and audio clues instead of full visual displays. This unique mechanic forces you to form a mental map of your pitch-black surroundings, creating an elegant, tense experience reminiscent of Iron Lung. The gameplay relies heavily on sound design and text descriptions, which can prove frustrating or non-traditional for some, but highly satisfying once you master navigating completely blind. Officially time-boxed to 90 minutes, this title delivers a short, impactful run that successfully raises your heart rate. While the corporate satire adds excellent dark humor, courtesy of phone calls from your manager, the plot centers deeply on a political queer drama detailing the lives of an isolated research team. You discover their fates by collecting chat logs, exploring themes of post-capitalist labor exploitation, and emotional detachment. This writing style polarizes players. Some find the dialogue akin to millennial internet culture or insufferable melodrama that breaks immersion, while others praise it as a touching, thought-provoking depiction of LGBTQ+ dynamics. With very positive user reception, the game achieves its goal of generating immense dread without requiring quick twitch reflexes. If you appreciate unique indie horror concepts that maximize minimal visuals, this atmospheric experience is absolutely worth your time, even if you might end up saying, "F*** Gene." At number 11 we have Umurangi Generation and the Macro DLC, a photography game focused on letting you express yourself by taking pictures in a dystopian world. Set in a low-poly, highly detailed vision of Tauranga, Aotearoa, New Zealand, you step into the roller skates of a Maori courier for the Tauranga Express. The game acts like a 3D I Spy puzzle where you must explore distinct environments under martial law to document an impending doom. The story is told entirely through the environment, capturing a generation's anxiety regarding climate change, capitalism, and fascism. It presents a fascinating setting that evolves the cyberpunk genre, deeply enhanced by an eclectic banging synth soundtrack composed by Thor High Heels. Completing every level objective within a strict 10-minute time limit rewards you with crucial camera upgrades, making exploration incredibly rewarding. The PC package also seamlessly bundles the excellent Macro DLC, adding new areas, specialized equipment, and massive replay value to the core experience. Fortunately, the severe performance slowdowns and heavy hardware chugging that plague other platforms during crowded scenes are completely absent on PC. The game runs fluidly at high stable frame rates. Furthermore, you can easily rebind your control layout directly inside the options menu, a vital feature that allows you to swap any awkward button configurations to perfectly match your personal preference. This game stands out as a powerful, flawlessly optimized, and intuitive experience on the platform. It is a masterful, endlessly replayable title that beautifully addresses modern anxieties through art. And that's all for this bundle. The Frosty Games Fest Showcase Bundle 2026, made in ANZ, is a massive win if you want to dodge the usual mainstream clones and expand your library. For less than $20, you get 12 unique indie titles from Australia and New Zealand, featuring standout hidden gems like Solium Infernum, Mini Motorways, and Knuckle Sandwich. It is an absolute steal that provides massive variety, zero filler, and directly supports Doctors Without Borders. Lock in your keys before they expire. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and maybe consider buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.